resources. We have, of course, there's been a lot of different discussion and some chatting going on amongst yourselves. So as I'm sure most of you will know, that we very much encourage that on our implementation mastery sessions, they take place on the following Tuesday. So next Tuesday, the 24th, you have a few different options of time slots to join an implementation session and discuss Krishna's presentation today and how it applies to your work, perhaps come up with some steps to implementing it in your practice with your clients. And of course, also, in addition to the implementation mastery sessions, we have our roundtables, which they operate in the same way. They are online digital discussion tables. And they're accessible at that link that I've just posted into the chat box there. You will receive an email on Monday inviting you to go ahead and register for these sessions, but I do encourage you to hop in there now once we get done here today and register for a spot. They are limited seats at the table, so we do ask that you only sign up if you are able to attend, of course, but do go ahead and check that out. It's a really great way to connect with each other and bring some really practical steps and hold each other accountable for bringing this into your practice. As many of you will also know, we do have our exclusive members only group on Facebook for you to join in the discussion and connect with our speakers. That is different to the public coaching community group that we have on Facebook that is also up and running and thriving, but this one is specifically just for you guys as our valued members that we like to share some insights with you and carry on the discussion. So I'm posting that link into the chat box there now. If you can all click on that and later today or tomorrow carry on the discussion with each other. And I did promise earlier that I would share some information on how to claim your continuing coach education or CCE units. The way that works is that you will fill out a form, and I'm going to post that in just a moment. So there's one for the pre-summit, one for the full summit. You simply it's a spreadsheet that you need to go through and just check off the sessions that you've attended or viewed the recording of. You're going to send it back into us. There's an email address provided. And then my wonderful team will prepare a certificate that lists the sessions that you attended, and they will send that back to you within a couple of weeks. And then this is what you submit to the ICF, or I know it is applicable to other coaching associations as well. And you will submit it to them to renew your credentials. So this does only need to be done once after all of the sessions are complete. We do ask that you don't submit it every week, just rather collect them up. However, as the full summit this year is now going well until April, we do understand that many of you may need to gather those units up before the end of the calendar year. So you may submit it sometime next month to gather that before the end of the year, and then again next April. So I'm posting that the two links in there to download that form, the forms that you need to claim those units into the chat box, and also there's support@wbecs.com. We have our wonderful support team standing by to help answer any questions to do with that. So do type that in there, and I'm also going to share how you can connect with Krishna. I'm going to share his biography page from our website here. It's just into the chat box here, and his contact info is there as well if you wish to get in touch with him. As I know, Krishna, we've had a number of people that I think are working on studies very similar to what you've just been speaking about, and they wish to connect with you, which is very interesting.
I look forward to that, Stacey. Thank you so much for, please do make the connections when possible.
Absolutely. And Terry just shared with us that she's using so many of these perceptions, coaching those that live with ADHD, and this has given her a structure.
Yeah, I did notice that comment, and I was absolutely, I felt, what can I say? I felt very humbled. I mean, because the work she's doing is so wonderful. So, I'm very appreciative of that, the comment that she made. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Yes, thank you for sharing, folks. We do have a few more minutes here. Christine asked if you, she said, thank you for your amazing presentation. If you have time, if you could speak to trust and the cultural aspects and personal values involved with that across cultures.
This is a topic in itself. I mean, it's something that I consider very close to me because let me share that in a different context because at the moment, till the end of this year, I'm heading the International Association of Coaching, and we have an absolutely multicultural team. I mean, our executive committee has people from Mexico, from Hungary, from Florida, from Norway, from Malaysia. So, I mean, and the board has people from Hong Kong and the UK and the United States. And I mean, it's amazing that we have 11 different nationalities. So every day or every week we engage with people who are master coaches in their own right. But at the same time, we are working together to run an organization. So I'm deeply immersed in this cross-cultural part. I've been also fortunate that this particular team works so very brilliantly. But on a broader scale, we see a lot of that problem. In fact, the example that I gave, which of course was just skimming the surface, where I said this person, we has a multicultural team in Asia, is going to be a topic I believe will be one of the biggest topics in coaching in the years to come, which will be taking coaching across cultures. The fact that we have to coach in diverse languages, in understanding people whose way of being is so different from ours, it's itself going to be a challenge because for a long time coaching was restricted to the Western world. I mean, the philosophies, the methodologies, and the rest of the world adopted that, and I think that was wonderful. But the way we are moving forward, we may have to do a lot of adaptation. And I'm seeing that happening personally, and I see that happening across the world. So how do we do that? I think it's going to evolve. I think it's going to evolve. The core philosophy won't change, but some of the mechanics will. So that's the way I see it. Thank you for the question.
Yes, absolutely. And we do all, as a community, have an obligation to work together on this. And like you said, it's an evolutionary process. Chris has asked too, we've got a couple more minutes left. Chris from Ottawa has asked if you could share your thoughts on the way in which trust can speed up progress in the coaching relationship.
Trust is I would say the two big words here are awareness and trust, and I've used both. I think combining the two would accelerate any coaching program. It would accelerate any coaching engagement if we worked as coaches to expand the dimension, the trust dimensions and the awareness dimensions. I mean, even in awareness, there are multiple dimensions, and trust, I think someone said this in the very beginning, what are the areas? And I said about self-trust, trusting in your team, and trusting in the environment, and of course, trusting in the coach. I think building trust is core to coaching. That's all I would say at this stage. Thank you, Stacey.
Wonderful. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, everyone, for a really collaborative session today. I think that was really fun with some really wonderful questions and discussion going on. So, folks, what I'm going to do also is I have one last little poll, and this is to help us out at WBECS. As I'm sure you all know, we're really big here on incorporating your feedback. What we put on these summits for you, the coaches. We want to bring this content to you in a way that is truly valuable to you. So we always welcome your feedback and suggestions for improvement and anything like that. So I have a very quick little poll that I will open up, and I will just leave it open here once we close out the session. If you are able to take a couple of seconds and answer a few questions for us, we very much appreciate it, and it helps us continue putting on the summit for the rest of this year, next year, and all of our programs in years to come. And so thank you everyone for a wonderful session today. What a great way that was to start the day. At least for me, it's the morning. And thanks again to Krishna, and thank you everyone. And I hope to see many of you back here this afternoon for our next session with Wendy Palmer. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, everybody, and have a brilliant day, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Krishna, and happy Diwali again.
Thank you, and wish you all the same. Thank you.